All right, cool. I'm going to hit the intro. Welcome to Mindful Minutes with Musicians, the show where we aspire to inspire musicians and artists talking about mindfulness and what brings us through our practice to achieve greater goals. That's right. Welcome to Mindful Minutes with Musicians. Hello, everyone. Today's guest is Elaine Lil Bit Shepherd. Born in Bahrain, she's been performing since she was a kid. I had the pleasure of meeting her in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and have been into her melodic sounds ever since then. She won a Juno for Reggae Recording of the Year in 2011. She also received the WCRMA's Best Female Vocalist, Single of the Year, and nominated for Best Female Vocalist of the Year, Best Reggae Sing of the Year, and Artist of the Year at the RMAs. Whew, there she starts. And received in 2013, she received her second Juno nomination for Best Reggae Recording. Wow. She has performed all over the world, opened for Sean Paul, and been featured on a bunch of awesome artist tunes. You can find her on YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Insta. And now she's here with us today. Huge welcome to the amazing Elaine Lil Bit Shepherd.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me and taking time to talk about mindfulness and just talk about
life.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, thanks for accommodating me from my vehicle. It's my little getaway spot, so I can just chill and have some peace. So just chill in the car.
That's it. These are wild and uncharted times right now. So we're all just trying to do the best. And I think, I think what you're coming out with is incredible. So it's
Thank you.
How have you been lately during these times?
I've been good. You know what? I feel like this year has definitely been an interesting year, to say the least, with everything that's going on. But at the same time, I do feel that a shift is beginning to occur, and a lot of people, including myself, are looking inward, and in a reflective state to just figure out not only our direction in life and say what we want, but our part in the whole world and how we play a role in humanity and really just everything, right? So I've been in a very reflective state over the last few months. So that's where I am. It's funny because as a Capricorn, I'm always wanting to have certainty. And in these uncertain times, it's kind of, in a way, liberating and freeing, but also it's a little bit unnerving sometimes, that I'm like, okay, just let go of control and just let the universe do what it's got to do while trying to be mindful, right?
Totally.
Of everything. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
So, but it's, I'm good. I'm great, actually. So to say, in a nutshell, I'm doing great.
Yeah. I guess it's like it's bringing together like every single being and every single person and every single plant and every single animal, and like every single thing has a purpose. So right. I guess it's like it's now Absolutely. We're able to like take that time to like find our own purposes and just find what we love and what that kind of thing. So
and I think because of the whole quarantine life and everything, people have had no choice but to slow down and kind of just look at everything and look at themselves and pause, really. And I think that has kind of been a very necessary thing, even though the cause of it is unfortunate, right? But gotta look for the magic and everything is what I say.
The silver lining, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Cool. So I also wanted to bring up, because I imagine it's a massive part of your life, but you're also a mom. So how does being a mother tie into your creative process and how
It's definitely, you know what, it's really everything. It's everything to the point where you want to be able to be more creative, and you are more creative in a lot of ways. And in other ways, at the beginning, when I first had my daughter, I have, three other kids that are, I don't call them my stepkids. I guess technically they're, my stepkids, but they're all my kids. But
Right.
since
Yeah.
having my daughter, who's almost 2 now, at the first couple years of her life, it's like I really couldn't get creative at all, just because of pure exhaustion.
So much going on.
Yeah, so much. And just being a mom just brings in a whole level of insomnia, and like, just, you're not sleeping ever. So but once they finally started to get my groove going again, and which is just kind of right now, actually, which is just, I'm really just getting back into it now. I find that I'm just more wanting to, I've always kind of been a conscious artist, right? In terms of content, but even more so now, because I have my little girl looking up to me, whether I like it or not, and really everybody, all other youth that are listening to and watching you, but particularly her. I'm more aware now of the things that I want to say, the way I want to be, and it's just trying to focus on positivity. You know what I mean? More
Absolutely.
positivity, more just encouraging and reinforcing just this and this, because with social media now, it can go either way. It can go either way. So it's really our responsibility as, say, musicians and people that have this type of platform to be aware of the content that we're putting out. And unfortunately, it can't always just be about, well, this is the way I express myself, and I can say and do whatever I want, because you really can't, without there being some repercussions.
For sure, there will be the ripples when you throw the rock in. There will be the ripples, and it's I totally agree. I think it's what you put out, you're gonna get back. And I think the more positive vibe, especially when there's eyes watching, what I mean, and
sure.
soaking it up like sponges. And so
for sure, definitely.
That's so cute.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, how would you define mindfulness? Like as far as like what like maybe like practices that you have, or anything, that kind of thing.
Well, I think mindfulness is really a connectedness truly to your own self, and to be aware of yourself as an individual, as a person. And when you have that about yourself, then you can connect to outside of you. And that's why it's really difficult, I find, sometimes, with even right now, with everything that's going on with in America, everywhere, with racism and the killings and everything, that people aren't really able to look within themselves as humans, and then say forgive themselves, or say maybe past trauma or past hurt, or recognize why they are the way they are, why they do the things they do, and what they want to strive to be or aspire to be within themselves, right? Because that comes first.
For sure.
And then you can kind of sort of heal the world, as you say, or be a part of that. But it really boils down to being aware of yourself first. So for me now, I try to be aware of things like my diet, my activity level, how much time I'm spending alone in reflection, in my thoughts, like
meditating
and even just having some quiet time, not, because I find, like, I've always tried to meditate, and I'm up and down with it. It's tough. It's really tough for me to shut off my mind, but even it's everybody's biggest thing. But even just to have some solitude and have some time to reflect on everything you do helps, with me being more mindful about even my words and actions. And one of the things that I'm working on, I've always been kind of like a hothead. It's weird, because I'm very calm and I'm gentle, but I can have my moments where I'm just like very passionate, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think when you're in social settings or you're just with people you're comfortable with, even when you're just cursing, it's just like rolling
Oh, yeah.
off because you're passionate, but that can
Yeah.
also translate negatively, right? So
For
I've been more
sure.
trying to be mindful, especially now that I have a child, you know, a little one. It's like you
Yeah.
really have to take all those little things into consideration. Whilst I will say my biggest learning lesson in all this is learning how to accept that you are a human being, you know, and
Yeah.
not hold on to so much regret or guilt, or
Yeah.
because no one's perfect. And so I try to do that, you know, in every aspect of my life. And it's not easy, especially when you're a parent. It's like every parent will
Yeah.
tell you, they literally, if you're a good parent and you love your kid, you're questioning everything you're doing, and everything you're doing is wrong. You're like,
Yeah.
how can I do it better? Even when you think you're doing good, you reflect and go, okay, how can I do this better, or how can I do this different, you know?
For sure. There's no pre-made manual. It's just like,
No,
yeah.
no, but it's definitely doesn't benefit anybody or serve anybody if you're beating yourself up about it. You know what I mean? You got to kind of like, as life, you know, with life and as life goes, you kind of have to just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and, you know, kind of go with the flow and start over. You always get an opportunity, you know, as long as you have life, you have the opportunity to do better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at that because I get in my head and then I'm like, I start thinking like, oh, like could I have done something better, or like, and then I'm like, and then you start like going through your social media and everyone's like posting their best selves, like, because that's what you do, right? And like you're not seeing that, like, oh my, you know, or whatever else is going on.
Yeah.
The behind the
Totally.
scenes, so to speak,
and that's the thing, and I think that also puts pressure on people, because it's like you have this sort of unattainable image of what you think you're supposed to be,
like
and how you're supposed to
life.
be. Because, yes, and so I'm the same as you. I just will get in my head, and I'm getting better now, because, you know, again, this boils down to being a parent really is everything. You just can't dwell on it. You have to be there for your little one, and you have to be of sound mind and spirit. So you have to find ways to quickly just, okay, moving on to the next thing. But I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I've mastered that. No, wait, because just like even 10 minutes ago, I'm just sitting here waiting for a conference, and just like in my head, always thinking, you know. So.
Oh, for sure. Sure. Yeah, no, it's one of those things where I guess you just like, it's that inner strength that you need to just like harness, like, and you're like, okay, now I just gotta, you know, that's cool.
And it's not easy, but you have it in you.
Yeah, no, it's true, and I guess it's all process too, right? Like I know I've been, you know, my list of things I'm working on and stuff like that I've been working on and stuff, and you know, maybe I'm never gonna be perfect, and that's okay, because, you know, that's, you know, the you know, the best version is gonna be the one that I'm gonna try and output and stuff like that. But it's interesting. Yeah,
definitely is, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else that you wanted to like share or anything, or
oh gosh, I'm always like an open book, and there's always so much to share. But my biggest thing is that with everything, I think we just have to be kind, you know, to ourselves first and foremost, and not put so much pressure on ourselves, and just learn to be human, but to try to be aware of our ways, our actions, and to always come from a place of love. Because at the end of the day, that's what helps me when I think about decisions that I've made or things that I've done in every aspect of my life that were maybe not perfect, but when I think about the place that I was coming from, I was coming with the intent of love, right? And so when you're doing that, then you are doing perfect, you know, like you are perfect, like you're trying and you're striving. And so that's my biggest thing too. I try to remind myself that, and remind other people that your ways and the things that you decide and the steps you take to do whatever, all those different variables change all the time, but if you're always coming from a place of love and you mean well and you know that and you're vibrating with your true self, then you know what, you can't go wrong, and you just keep getting better and better, and you know that's all that it is. But when you know and you can connect and feel that discord in you, that you know that doesn't sit right with you and you don't follow that, then you know you're off track, right? So that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, especially like with the amount of kind of challenges that we face on a minute to minute basis, like you know, whether internally or externally, or it's a good message is just like bring love and show love, and you know
that is all that it is.
and then you will receive love, and like it's I think a lot more people kind of should be listening to this message. Like right now, I think right now is
right now is a big time for sure.
But I love that you joined me for this episode. I think I'm really glad that we were able to kind of be present and take some time together and chat, and yeah,
absolutely. Me too. It's such a pleasure to be here, and I'm glad that we're connecting on this forum, and I'm so glad that just everything that you're doing and what you're about, it's like does completely align with me and my purpose, as well as what I was saying to you. So I'm really glad to be here, especially in this time, you know. So it's just perfect. It's divine timing, really, is what it is. So thank you.
This has been super cool. I'm very appreciative of you taking the time to like chat with me and stuff like that, and maybe we do it again sometime.
Anytime, absolutely.
Totally.
I'm here. You know where to find me, so definitely.
Sick. All right, I'm gonna hop in to the outro.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you for tuning in to Mindful Minutes with Musicians. For more information about my guest and the topics of the show, go to www.davidblackmoremusic.wordpress.com and connect with us on all social media platforms. Welcome to the MMWM family, where we aspire to inspire. All right. Yeah. See you soon. Thank you so much, Elaine, for joining me.
Thank you again.
Yeah. Everyone, you need to check out Elaine on all of the social medias. You got to check out Elaine on the Tidal, on like where iTunes, Spotify, all of it. And I just thank you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me. And we will do this again.
Definitely, anytime.
Awesome.
Take care. One love.
Tried so many times, I've written so many rhymes to try and show what I feel, boy. What I feel, yeah. But when I look into your eyes, I can't help but recognize you are my reflection. Oh, you get all my attention. Now I want it, and I need it. Your loving in my life every day. I hope it never ever fades away. Now shout it from the mountain, tell handle it sometimes. Ooh, so sweet like honey, yeah. I wanna talk about all your beauty. Can't figure out what you're doing to me. I could look at you all day, all night. Baby, I'ma make you my life. Now I want it, and I need it. Your loving in my life every day. Yeah, yeah. I hope it never ever fades away. And I'll shout it from the mountain. Tell everybody about it. Ooh, baby, yeah, yeah, yeah. This is how you make me feel, make me feel.
Falling in love with you is easy. Saying I want it, I gotta have it. Just believe it.
Gotta believe, gotta believe.
Falling in love with you.
Oh, yeah.
Simple as 1, 2, 3. Baby, it's you and me.
It's you.
Falling in love with you.
I'm falling in love.
It's all that I can do to show that I care for